It's a whole thing. You understand that? You have to know from verse 1 what your father was saying, and then in the last chapter he said, finally. It means that he had said some important things that you should consider, and he's saying that now I'm bringing my whole statement to a close. This is a final thing you should do. Having done these things, see to it that this one too is done. Then, because you love the final one so much that you draw all your conclusion on the last one, and then you live it the whole of your life. You don't do that. For example, if I'm traveling and I call my son and say, when you sleep in the night, close the door. Does it mean that closing the door is the only thing in my house to do? No. Or I said to my son, when you wake up, brush your teeth. When you go to school, take your bag. See to it that you wake up in the morning, you clean the house and things. And then the last hour I was going, I said to my son, when you are sleeping, pray. Then you conclude that before daddy travel, all that he said, I should pray. You wake up, you don't sweep, you don't clean, you don't do anything because daddy said, I should. No. It was a final thing I told you. Though it's important. But I have said other things. So let's go to chapter 5. Can you take this thing away? And let's see. 7 structures you got to put in place in the house before you fight the devil or before you become successful. Now, if you have those 7 things in your home, your wife or your husband will be tamed without even you knowing it. Ephesians chapter 5, I want us to take our time, verses 21, the Sunday school that you were doing. Let me pick it up. It says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Then verse 22, wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord. 25, husbands. Now watch this. Please watch this. In verse 21, he said, submit to one another, right? And then in specifically, verse 22, he said, wives. Verse 25, he said what? Husbands. Let's put the wife and the husband together. Paul was speaking to who? A married couple. Are you getting it? Go to chapter 6, verse 1. Somebody should read for me quick. Chi or English?
Finally.
No, chapter 6, verse 1.
Children, obey your parents.
Okay, so no, don't go. Just pick the first word. Children. So we've had wives, what? We've had husbands, and now we have what?
Children.
Put them together. He's speaking to who? Family. Let's go to verse 4. Just the first words, or the first person, singular. Fathers. No. Don't just mention. We'll come to that, but just give me the noun. Okay, so watch this. He has spoken to wives, right?